Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, with another KEW. We're getting cracked in. We have a four match card for you this evening. And here we go, we've got Miss Tash and Dude Jeans first up. And you go Miss Tash in the ring waiting as Dude Jeans, as music plays, he comes sliding in. Oh, he's come exploding out to a sorter. My goodness me. He's not even wasting any time here, Dude Jeans. He's had a bit of a battering from Miss Tash already, and the officials struggling to get control of this match. The bell's rung. I think the referee might have called it off, or no, he's just told him to back off. Goodness gracious me, already Dude Jeans exploding out and taking care of Miss Tash. He wasted no time in getting going there. The pair of them have been at odds since Miss Tash, as you can see there, she's got the dark eyes. Something's come over Miss Tash, and since then Dude Jeans has been ostracised from the Teachers Union. And oh, nasty drop kick there. And him and Miss Tash have been at odds since then. Miss Tash has been the one going after him. So far he's not had to worry about dealing with the ploughman. It's just tossing Miss Tash around the ring currently. But as you can see, Dude Jeans not happy with Miss Tash and the treatment she's been giving him, his former teammate, as he goes racing across the ring and dives through the middle ropes, taking her out on the outside here. I don't think he'll care too much about whatever type of countdown the referee's going to have going on. Furious chops from Dude Jeans. I think he'll just be wanting to get some punishment in, and Miss Tash blocks the shot there and throws him back in the ring. The referee, I don't think got the count going. He's happy to just let the two of them batter the life out of each other as Miss Tash climbs in under the bottom rope here. Dude Jeans whips her into the ropes and then drags her down by the leg, but she pushes him off there, back to her feet, and oh, a big boot in the face from those soft sandals, square into the chops of Dude Jeans, who's got hold him around the back of the head now, rammed him into the turnbuckle. As we commented last week, with the appearance of the tarantula, she too has those very dark eyes. It's a mysterious trait that's going on in the KEW, a concerning one, and we'll have to see if there's more that comes of that in the coming weeks, if we get any explanation. We've not seen the ploughman for what feels like months and weeks now, or the Spyclops. He's completely disappeared off the scene in the KEW. The Shinigami, of course, has been a little bit absent. We've seen him in brief, where we had a couple of weeks ago the match of the Mountain Men, but the Dark Arts are definitely in trouble in the KEW. As oh, Dude Jeans throws Miss Tash squarely into the steps here, and now rams her head into the floor. Now what's he doing here? He's pulling off the announcer's table. Miss Tash though gets hold of him midway through, and oh, tries to throw him into the steps, but completely fouls her. Now introduces him to the announcer's table, and then gives a big elbow there straight down onto Dude Jeans and rolls him over. And now oh, big shot to the spine there, telling him stay down or get up. Either way, it's up to you. Oh, another kick there, or maybe trying to scream at him that he should have given into the dark temptations. A boot to the face. He shouldn't have resisted them with his thoughts of nice and good things. She scoops him up now and slams him into the side of the ring and lets him collapse to the floor here. Dude Jeans taking a bit of a battering now as Miss Tash, whatever darkness has got into her, seems to be fueling her in this war of attrition between the darkness and the light. The good that is Dude Jeans, the darkness that is oh, Miss Tash, as he gives the scientific twist there on the outside. Now throws her back into the ring here. She's lucky she didn't go clattering into those steel steps again, and climbs in via the bottom rope. Does Dude Jeans. Sandal to the back there, right on the spine. Now up to the top rope he goes. And what's he got cooking here? Looks like he's going for the moonsault there. Goodness gracious me. Squishing the ribs of Miss Tash. You can see the damage that it's done to her. So he drags her now across the ring. The dark eye is on full display there as she lays splayed and concussed potentially. Rolls her over into the busting crab. Crunching the legs, crunching the hips. Will she tap out here, Miss Tash? Only time will tell. Looks like it might snap her in half. No, she manages to have enough power to flip him over and get out of it. And now look at that, rubbing the face on the floor. And oh, drops the elbow right on the back of the neck there. Nasty from Miss Tash. Ducks under him here. Gets on from behind, but he pushes her off. And now grapples up with her again and gets hold of her by the hair and drags her into the corner, ramming her face into the top turnbuckle, lifts her up top. Oh, but she gets a little boot in with that soft sandal, and now gets a few furious hits and a chop and a neck breaker there for good measure. Slow back to her feet, Miss Tash. You can see the damage that Duke Jeans has done, but he's down on the floor holding his crown of flowers, and Miss Tash is on the top rope and diving elbow off the top rope. Massive elbow drive, and there you go. She's taking the boos of the crowd and throws her hand away and says, oh, forget it, I don't need the KW faithful anymore. I've got my own Dark Lords that are whispering in my ear. Pulls Duke Jeans into the ropes there. Oh, he gets a big elbow up there to get Duke Jeans off, and he looks like the referee's called time on it there. Goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, an odd place to end it, but there we go. First match in the books. We'll have our next one on the cards. We have Miss Tarantula taking on Benji. She, of course, will have the opportunity to be in the hardcore title match at the pay-per-view coming up in a few months, and Benji is a troublingly difficult wrestler for her to take on. We'll get to see a bit more of what Miss Tarantula is all about.
Making his way to the ring from Wolverhampton, England, weighing in at 272 pounds.
270 pounds of brummy muscle. Miss Tash, there she is, with the spider-like details on her mask. The butch on the background behind her. She knows her place. The bright red lipstick and the ill-fitting dress. You can see there, the camera zooms in on those dark eyes behind that spider that's wrapped around her head. Her hair's disappeared. The spider's locked on. And she has the sock on the hand. We're not sure what's under there. Maybe it's a spider's claw. Screams to the crowd there, lifting the sock up to her face. There's clearly some sort of mental damage that's happened to her, some sort of psychological slip. Maybe she's dealt with too many naughty children in school, and it's led to this psychological breakdown. Or maybe it's the same dark whispers that Miss Tash has had in her ears. They've got into the Tarantula before she even made her way into the KW. And here comes her opponent, Pokemaniac Benji. He'll be looking to build on some sort of form, try and get something going here, to try and push himself up those KW power rankings. He doesn't want to get lost in the mix and the mire with the new wrestlers that have come into the KW. He'll want to push himself up the rankings beyond mid-table and get back into the championship conversation. The title, of course, of which was blown wide open last week by the CEO defeating our current KEW champion, the Firefighter, in a one-on-one action. And that'll bring questions into whether the Firefighter is up to the task of really defending his belt and holding on to it long term. Benji will, of course, he lost only a few weeks ago against the KW champion, but he'll see this as an opportunity to get his name back in the frame potentially for weeks to come. He, of course, has added different form since the breakup of the Square Watermelons and losing to Mark in that one. We'll see here how he gets on against Miss Tash. Two good wrestlers here. Miss Tash a bit more of a brawler potentially than Benji there. She gets a slapping with that sock immediately, and Benji now flips her around to the corner and gets hold on, punches her square in the gob. She slouches down in the corner here, and Benji already going for a big stomp there to her chest. Oh, and again cracking her right in the sternum, right between the bosoms and on the back there. Rolls Miss Tash over now, and then stomping on a spider on her head there. Maybe trying to get the spider off. Maybe that's what's given her the dark powers, and immediately gets the tentacle lock in, trying to maybe rip her in half, but she manages to power her way out of it. Oh, look at the strength there from Miss Tash. Lifts him up one-armed and then gives him a side slam for his troubles. Picks him up now, and a few furious hits with that sock and a kick from those wooden block sandals that she has. They'll do some serious damage there. Benji, though, getting his way out of it and spins around, and now behind Miss Tash. Oh, gives her a big German suplex there, and down on the ground she goes, rolls her over here And Benji now in full control, it seems. Got the ankle lock locked in. And Miss Tash is very slow out of the gates here. And Benji, you can see, is a man on a mission to work his way up the KEW rankings and get up out of mid-table. Getting the ankle lock again locked in. Miss Tash has got to be feeling the damage already that's been done. You can see there, she looks like she's in significant pain. Benji now working the ankle. Maybe he's going to try and use that later in the match if he can get those submissions locked in. And Miss Tarantula now gets hold of Benji. And oh, big forearm smash down to the ground with that socked glove hand there. Picks him up from behind now, lifts him up. Oh, I thought she was going to give him a backdrop there, but Benji manages to get out of it and gives her a few swift kicks and a big thigh shot in the face for her troubles. And slow back into the corner now is Miss Tarantula. She's on the ropes, actually not in the corner now. Benji gets hold of her here. Now, oh, look at that. I don't know what was going on there. Looked like he bounced her off the ropes. Goes for the leg hook and the cover. One. Just a one count, though. Miss Tarantula with the dark powers. Plenty left in the tank. Benji up in the corner. But, oh, pull back out of it. I didn't think Miss Tarantula was going to get up that fast, and she did. And now the side slam straight onto the knee there. Going for the back of Benji as he crawls slowly for the corner. Miss Tarantula now charging at him. And an, oh, big knee drive in the face there. And Benji, though, quickly back to his feet. He took that one full in the chops, but Miss Tarantula scoops him onto the shoulders and lifts him face first. Now into the turnbuckle there as Benji took a hard hit there and gets those wooden block shoes square in the guts. And oh, gets a kick up in the face of Miss Tarantula there. And the two of them now lock up. Benji swings around, neck breaker, the vicious one where he sits down. Looks like Benji's got a bit of blood in his forehead. That might have come from his glasses potentially being rammed into his face as he was dropped into the turnbuckle just moments ago. Miss Tarantula now whipped onto the outside by Benji, who goes out after her. Gets hold of her legs and, oh, stomping on the calf muscle there. Working on the different parts of Miss Tarantula's legs. Maybe he thinks if he can weaken those legs, he can then get her to tap a lot easier. Oh, a few furious kicks here from Benji. And oh, knocks her block off there. Goodness gracious me. Miss Tarantula's down on the outside. Now Benji going after the ankles and the legs again. Stomps the knee into the padded matting on the outside. That's not going to do a lot of protection. Now furiously stomping and kicking his way around Miss Tarantula. She's been nothing but a punch bag, really, for Benji. Now tosses her down to the outside, and Miss Tarantula climbs back into the ring, as does Benji. Under the bottom rope he comes, and Miss Tarantula, that's it, on the attack now, uses the momentum shift and goes for the cover. It's an eager cover, gets a one count there, only a one though. Looking around to the crowd, picks Benji back up to his feet. Oh, blocks the hit there though, Benji, and gets another hit in here. Gets hold of Miss Tarantula, spins her around here, and now he might have the submission locked in. Gets her down on the floor with the Ekins wrap. Will she tap out of this one? Has she got the power left to get out of it? Just about gets out of it there, ladies and gentlemen. Now Benji going to the top rope here. Up on the top rope he is. Miss Tarantula's down on the floor. Diving elbow from Benji from the top rope. And that might be enough to put Miss Tarantula away. And look at this. He's taking the revelry of the crowd here, Benji, as he stomps in her face. And she rolls over there on the canvas. Benji gets hold of her now, giving her a booting in the face. He's done nothing but destroy her from the get-go, really. It's been all Benji here. And oh, goes for the kicks again, but Miss Tarantula blocks it. And now, oh, she's got hold of him. The sucks in the mouth. He's on the floor with the sock in the mouth. Oh, and that might be enough. Might be good night. 1, 2. Oh, just a 2 count though. Benji kicks out of it. Gets the sock out of his gob just in time. Goodness gracious me, out of nothing. And Mr. Angela gets that sock in the gob. And God knows what's in the sock. I don't think we want to know. Did a lot of damage to Benji though. We didn't like it. Oh no, look at this. Oh, goes to break his arm almost. Trying to rip it out of the sockets. And now gets hold of him and stomping him on the back here with those wooden block sandals. Oh, and in the face again. Now on the floor he goes. And she's not going to go for it again, is she? She's got the arm lock locked in. And here she goes, twisting the arm back. Is Benji going to tap here? No, 2 knees in the spine. And look at that, looking mean and moody to the crowd. Benji slow back to his feet, gets us a sock in the hand, now spins him round, and up he goes, and down he comes from the spider's web, goes for the cover. 1, 2, Just a 2 count there, though, ladies and gentlemen. She gets the shoulder. He gets the shoulder up just in time, does Benji. And Miss Tarantula now going to go to the top turnbuckle on those wooden sandals. Off she dives. Oh, big knee drive straight into the ribs of Benji. And look at that. She's screaming to the crowd. She's fired up now. And what has Benji got left in the tank to get his way back into the momentum of this match? Miss Tarantula, oh, scooped to the floor by Benji. Goes for the quick cover. I think that might be too quick. 1, 2. Just a 2 count there. I said it was too fast. Benji looks absolutely fuming and confused. I don't know why. It's not like he had much momentum at that point. Oh, and went for the claw again, and Benji reverses it and now gets the arm locked in. Will Miss Tarantula tap? Here she has. Benji almost ripping her arm out of her socket. Goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen. Benji with a convincing victory there. Dominant from start to finish. And my goodness me, I'll do him the power of good in the KEW, moving up those power rankings. You can see the blood in his face. He really had to dig deep and fight for that one, ladies and gentlemen. He won't do Miss Tarantula any good. She's got a hardcore title match coming up in a few weeks. And the BFG will be watching on from backstage saying, well, I think I might be able to beat her if she performs like that. I've just got to get out of the way of that mandible claw and I'll be absolutely fine. We'll move into our next match for the evening then, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have the Torpedo taking on King Daddy, 2 of the new wrestlers in the KEW. Jason the Torpedo, of course, against Stephen King Daddy O'Donnell. Here we go, the 2 men in the ring, and hang on a minute, that's His Majesty's playing music, and here he comes, His Magnificence. Mark the Magnificence on the outside here. Both the wrestlers will look confused. You can see the Torpedo there staring him down. The King Daddy, of course, will feel a little bit uneasy as well. He'll think to himself, I'm royalty, but so's that lad on the outside of the ring. Which of us is a true royal? And you can see here the Torpedo watching His Magnificence on the outside as His Magnificence makes his way around the ring and is going to have a seat, I think, to come and watch the match. Here he goes. He's going to rest just there on the announcer's table, and he'll watch the match from inside the announcer's table, apparently. That's a curious seating position, but there we are. He'll be loving it. And here we go. And King Daddy tried to get the clothesline in immediately, but the Torpedo with a little elbow there as King Daddy rolls out of the way, gets over the Torpedo and whips him into the corner. Now big splashing clothesline there. The Torpedo down on the floor, and King Daddy picks him up here, hooks up with him, whips him into the ropes, and now lifts him high and slams him down into the floor. And King Daddy picks him up here, and big slapping chop to the ground. King Daddy going to the top rope. He, of course, sports the colours of his homeland Ireland. Big diving elbow off the top, but completely missed it. The Torpedo rolled out of the way in time, and now gets him up to his feet. And look at this. The power as he wrenches the arm down and stomps on the back of the arm there. Nasty, vicious one from him, and a big elbow from the Torpedo on the floor. A few furious hits from the Torpedo there onto the King Daddy. Of course, called King Daddy because of the amount of children he's sired, and also his Royal Irish connections. Big elbow there to the knee. Some say he is the true King of Ireland, and he's fostered or fathered so many children than he may have in the double digits by now. Big crossbody there from the Torpedo. He's recovered well from starting slowly in this match, and look at that, you can see the veins there. Of course, the Torpedo and His Magnificence to have a bit of a history after their first match. The Torpedo giving Mark the cheap shot, and here we go, the Torpedo, a few furious shots there from the outside of Mark. He slid into the ring here, and big clothesline. He goes straight for the Torpedo. The referee's calling the match off. Is the King Daddy, you can see, is like, what on earth has happened? And he's pointing to the Torpedo, to the King Daddy, and saying, get out of the ring. This is now my match against this little man. I'm going to beat the life out of him. Gets hold of him now. He won't have appreciated the Torpedo's cheap shot at the end of their last singles match. And now, look, he's trying to put the damage in. Swinging DDT there. The Torpedo rolling out of the ring. And now His Magnificence charging at him, diving out of the ring. And DDT onto the outside. Goodness gracious me. picks up the torpedo here, and you can see he's taken that cheap shot rather personally. Does his magnificence as he climbs back into the ring and launches over the top rope. The torpedo onto one knee in the ring. I think he might have bitten off more than he can chew here. Gives an elbow drive straight to the torpedo's face and he's down. A big shot to the spine again here. The torpedo up, now whips Mark over the top rope and onto the outside he goes. And the torpedo taking his time to take a breather in the ring as Mark clutches his back. Now he's climbing to the top rope, the torpedo diving off here, and oh, big drop kick straight into Mark's face. Looked like he just stood there and took it full force, Mark, and now he's getting knees to the back from the sinewy little man. Picks him up to his feet now, and then gets hold of him and whips him down on the outside and goes charging after him. A little stomp there. The KW fans watching on the outside as the torpedo gets a shot into the arm. And his magnificence is down and rolling around a bit, and now he's getting a few shots in the torpedo and a big stomp to the guts there. Picks him up back to his feet, gets hold of him here, carrying him by his head and launches him back into the ring. The torpedo climbing back in now, looking to go after his man. Goes for the boot, but Mark rolls out the way only to get a swift hit to the face and now runs away from him completely. And thought he was going for the corner but couldn't quite make it up there in time. The torpedo gets hold of him again, and now Mark with a few swift elbows to get the torpedo off of him, straight into that six-pack that he has. Gets hold of his man, whips him into the ropes here. Off the ropes he goes, under he goes, over he goes, and then spins around and a tornado DDT for his troubles here, but he's quickly up off the ropes. Mark goes for the leg drop and missed it, but he's up quickly, but only to get a shot in the back from the torpedo, who now throws him into the referee and bulldogs him down to the floor. And now look at this, resting in the corner, the sinewy man, taking a breather as Mark now gets up quicker than I think he was expecting, drags his man out of the corner and then hurricanes him across with a reverse hurricane. He looks like he's a little dazed and confused now, the torpedo. Mark now drags him to the floor and drop kicks him in the back of the noggin there, straight up to his feet. But you've got to wonder what kind of damage Mark's doing to the head here of the torpedo. Is he looking to potentially end his career before it's even started? Picks him up now to his feet and a big forearm smash to the face there. Rolls him over in a quick swift shot to the spine. Picks him back up to his feet now and a big elbow there. Now gets hold of him and lifts him high and suplexes him over, and here we go with those crocodile suplexes. 2! Rolls him over again and a third one incoming. Up and over he goes, and you can see the damage done to his back, and now Mark pointing to the sky with a countdown, the 3, 2 and 0. Big knee shot to the face there of the torpedo. Now gets hold of him here and gets hold of him by the head. No, whips him to the floor, bouncing his head off the mat. And you can see a little shot there, the blood coming off the torpedo. I think he might have cracked his head open as he dives on his chest there. And the referee ends the match there with Mark stomping on the guts to the torpedo. And that'll be it. The two of them clearly not happy with one another. Mark not happy after the cheap shot and comes out and assaults the torpedo midway through his match. Goodness gracious me. We'll move into our final match for the evening then, ladies and gentlemen. After we saw the Big Bird take on the KEW champion, the firefighter last week, he's decided that this time around he's already dealt with one half of the safety men. Let's take out the other half. And that will leave the tag team championship basically wide open, and it'll be all for Big Bird to claim. He'll just then have to take the KW title off of the firefighter.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to
But if he takes the safety man out of commission, there'll be nobody really left to compete for those KW tag team titles. The tag team division is in a bit of disarray currently. The teachers union, God knows what's happening with that. The safety men are battered and bruised, and then you've got the the Tubby Moggies, and they are a dangerous team, but not quite on the level potentially of our current tag team champions, the Falcon and Eagle, and of course the newest members of the tag team division, the Misfits, which again unproven in the KW, and the CEO will look at it and say they are no threat to us whatsoever. With the breakup with the Square Watermelons as well, Without the safety men in the tag team division, it really is the Falcons and the Eagles to dominate. So here we go. Atomic Andy trying to get some momentum back in not only his career but also in the safety men's, coming out and defending the honour of the firefighter who was viciously assaulted last week with the ladder. And of course, taking place post-match, we didn't think that Big Bird would have enough to put the firefighter away. He did quite comfortably in the end, and that's led to this scenario. We of course aren't sure what condition the firefighter is in. We've not seen him in the locker room or around the KEW facility in the past week. We fear that that ladder shot may have done some more damage than was intended to the ribs, taking out his star athlete, potentially the CEO. And there we go, the two big men locking up, and look at that, Atomic Andy straight out, feels no shame in going after the CEO, scoops him on the shoulder and slams him down into the centre of the ring, and a big elbow drop there right onto Big Bird's chest. And Andy will not be holding back in this one here. He'll see this as an opportunity to get some revenge for his tag team partner as he powerbombs the CEO almost through the ring. Big shot to the back there. He gets hold of him from behind, and now German suplexes him almost across the ring. And you can see the damage that the CEO has sustained already there. Gets hold of him from behind and rams the knee into the floor. Now Atomic Andy picking up the CEO by the head and launching him across the ring. This is the same type of brutal assault that the CEO dished out to the firefighter early doors last week. And Andy's giving him what for of his own medicine as the CEO now gets a little elbow in there from an Irish whip into the ropes. Hooks up with his man now. Now lifts him high into the air. The power on display here. Look at that, holding him in the air. The blood draining to the head of the of Atomic Andy. One-armed and falls down backwards. A massive suplex there. Going for the head of Andy immediately. Gets hold of him now. Scoops him up onto the shoulders and carries him towards the ropes and drops him neck first onto the ropes, choking him there. Gets hold of the leg and wrenching on the leg and the knee there, going for those legs of the Atomic Andy. Whips him into the ropes now. Massive boot from Andy, almost took the CEO's face off, but he's straight back up. He dealt with that one very well, did the CEO, and was rammed into the corner now from Andy, who gets a big knee up and another one and a third knee right in the corner, a fourth knee there. Goodness me, Andy, really, you can see he's fired up here as he stomps on the sternum of Big Bird. Look at that, he's winded the life out of him. He's down to the floor, rolls him over for the cover. One, just a one count there though. Big Bird enough left in the tank, and Big Bird will have to be thinking to himself here, I've taken a bit of a battering early doors, but surely I've got to get things going to prove that last week wasn't just a fluke beating the firefighter. And now look at this, he's trying to squeeze the life out of him and crack the ribs of the CEO. Gets one big elbow in and a second there, and a big double shot from those big guns that the CEO has, and a massive clothesline. Drops Atomic Andy down to the canvas. Gets hold of him now, whips him around, shoulder charges him down to the ground, letting Andy crawl to the corner now. The CEO take a little bit of a breather, as so does Andy. He gets to the corner, hooks the leg over, and big boot there to the leg. And Andy, you can see, felt that one. Hopping out of the corner, the CEO picks him up and now squeezes him himself. You can see here trying to crack the ribs of Andy as well, and he this time gets his own elbows in with those atomic symbols on them. And a big clothesline of his own, dropping the CEO down to the ground as the CEO now rolls slightly out of the ring on the apron, climbing up the ropes. And Andy went for the shoulder charge but mistimed it, and the CEO now gets hold of him and launches him out of the ring, onto the outside. Look at the damage it's done to his back, rolling around out there, Atomic Andy. The CEO now back out of the ring, potentially he's on the apron, waits for his man, climbs back into the ring and lets Andy climb back in as well. Very sporting of him. Gets hold of him here now, whips him into the ropes now, side slams him over onto the floor, looking to do more damage to the back and the ribs of Atomic Andy. Holding him from behind, neck breaker there. Down goes Atomic Andy. He might be in a spot or not bother now, the big man. He started early. No, gets a big elbow in there as Big Bird was trying to pick him up. No, clobbers his man down to the ground. A big charge there, but now stumbles as the CEO gets back to his feet. And that allows the CEO back into control of the match. Big shot into the corner and a few vicious elbows from the CEO. Drops Big Bird, drops Atomic Andy. It's Big Bird now stomping on the chest. The two men adorned in yellow. Look at that, showing off the muscles, the CEO. He has no problem with showing his ego off to the crowd as he gets a few hits in onto Andy. Now whips him into the ropes and now scoop slams him down again onto the mat. And look at that, staring out into the KEW crowd. He says, I'm in full control of this match and of the safety man up to the top rope. He goes, big body splash there from the top rope. Goodness me, trying to potentially crack the ribs of Atomic Andy in much the same way that he's cracked the ribs of the firefighter with that ladder shot. Now onto the shoulder he goes and down he goes with a Big Bird slam. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, there it is. A comfortable victory for the CEO. Oh, here comes the firefighter. He's got the belt. Oh, straight to the face of the CEO. He says, you know what? You see how much you like it when you get a title shot to the face. And look at that, standing over the CEO, lifting the belt high above his head. My goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, the firefighter is cracked. He's broken. We've seen him take a battering in recent weeks. Gets the ladder shot last week. This week, racing out of the locker room. I said we hadn't seen him, but he was obviously here to support his fellow safety man. Comes racing out and delivers the title shot straight into Big Bird's face after the victory. Goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen, those two are destined for a slobber knocker, it seems, at our next main pay-per-view. We'll have to see what happens next week in the KEW, though. We're a few weeks away from the pay-per-view yet, but the pair of them happy to rip the shreds off each other, it seems. Thank you for watching this week, though. We'll see you next week, and we'll find out what the CEO has in store for that title shot to the face. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you then.